All right, well, welcome to episode 13 of the Dude Wrong Door podcast. This is the first actual, news and entertainment one we'll be releasing since the
like a month ago.
Yeah, this is like a month ago. Oh my god, Wesley's there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Wesley lives with Jan now.
It sucks.
He didn't say anything, he's just there in the background, eating food, because that's what he does.
That's about all I've seen him do. Alright, so the first matter of business, the new Game of Thrones episode.
Oh, that the show that I don't watch.
Literally the two people of this channel that don't watch it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect timing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a big deal or something? Is it
It's
a particularly big
the
deal?
season finale tonight.
Oh, okay. That is a particularly big deal.
Spoiler alert.
I hope no one dies.
I hope the episodes don't stop coming out every week.
Oh, that would be the worst, wouldn't it?
It'd be worse than someone dying.
You mean like real life?
I meant like Game of Thrones. But.
What I was saying was finally people are going to stop talking about it for a few months.
I wouldn't expect that.
Nah, it's not going to stop. There's no peace from this. Probably still going to be talking about it years after it's over. Unless it is a terrible ending, like How I Met Your Mother, which completely disappeared from pop culture.
Oh, yeah.
It was aborted.
You know what we're going to do
conversation
to get people to stop talking about it? We're going to stop talking about it right now because neither of us has anything to contribute.
You know what we can talk about? You know what's always a good topic of conversation?
What's that, Tim?
We can talk about DC.
Ooh,
because that's always a great thing to talk about. So, Martin Scorsese gonna produce an origin movie for the Joker. Now that at face value, that sounds like a good idea. But then you learn, they're also still going to do a Joker Harley movie, which has confirmed to have Jared Leto as the Joker, and Jared Leto is not going to be the Joker for Martin Scorsese's movie.
There's a lot of good mixed in with some not so good.
I think the not so good seems to be overtaking the good.
Until
with those
you
decisions.
Consider the fact that you can simply disregard the Jared Leto one.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Watch it turn out that's the good one.
That would
and
be
no
hilarious.
one sees it.
Well, I mean, that'll be DC's punishment for this kind of super confusing, just all over the place.
Now eat your just desserts.
Yeah, I mean, if that one's the good one and it does poorly, the only thing they can blame is their, schedules or whatever, the way they're trying to handle this extended universe or whatever they're calling it. Mm-hmm. Just I think they should commit to doing one or the other. Either do the whole shared universe or make good standalone movies, because so far their best movies have been the ones that can be standalone. The ones that are in the DCEU, basically Man of Steel and Wonder Woman, are the good ones. And it's because they more or less, Wonder Woman mostly doesn't have any connection to the other movies.
Except for Batman vs. Superman, where Wonder Woman shows up.
No, I'm saying the movie Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the movie doesn't work without that one scene where she doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything in that movie, does she? I'm pretty sure...
No, she does. Diana Prince does. Maybe not as Wonder Woman, but when her and Bruce are sneaking around Luthor's place. Yeah, she talks.
I'm gonna be honest. Most of that movie's just blackness in my memory.
It's just the Void, and it wasn't replaced with the Void. The Void was added as the movie played.
Speaking of the Void, there's a DLC coming out for Dishonored 2.
What does that have to do with the Void? I don't have to play Dishonored.
It's not a spoiler. In Dishonored, there's a Void realm.
Oh, okay. That DLC is supposed to actually be kind of a big deal. And they're saying it finishes the Dishonored story.
I'm gonna have to buy it then, because I don't know how it ends. I played the first two games.
And in an interview, they were saying, like, the writers basically cut loose and were just... It wasn't going to be a DLC where it's like, okay, this is going to be like a side story. They're saying, like, no, we're, like, definitively going to make, like, changes in the universe and stuff. And they were also saying earlier that if they made a Dishonored 3, it would have nothing to do with the existing characters and even be based in a different location. So who knows? Maybe the apocalypse is going to happen in that universe. Has that happened very often? Where you
apocalypses
have like, or oh man, happen every other day, every other weekend. It's just often as thunderstorms. The world's ending. I meant like you take like a fantasy universe that isn't apocalyptic, and then you add an apocalypse like a good ways through. Like, it was already established as, you know, like a sci-fi or fantasy universe, but now it's ending. How often does that happen? That's not that common. I almost feel like, because maybe that could be seen as a jumping the shark moment, or just, you know, an ending.
I feel like his Dark Materials trilogy had something like that in it, but it's been so long since I read them.
Oh, okay.
Which, that's the Golden Compass, the Subtle Knife, and the Amber Spyglass.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Those are pretty good. And I remember...
That was going to have a big, like... It was going to be, like, a big movie franchise, and then the movie supposedly wasn't good.
Yeah, it was.
Same thing with Aragon.
Oh, thanks for putting salt on that old wound. I love that book.
I wasn't putting salt on it. That was just uncovering it.
That was opening it up again. That's pulling the scab off and realizing it hasn't healed.
After this long, it hasn't healed. I'm sorry, Jan. I'm sorry you were hurt.
That was the first time I realized that Hollywood could disappoint me.
Oh, really? That was the first time?
Was
that before or after Spider-Man 3? Because I think Spider-Man 3 was the moment where I was like, yo, that was trash.
I'm going to have to check now. Let's see.
Also, I actually didn't dislike Batman Forever or Batman and Robin when they came out. Like, when I was a kid, I didn't mind them. So, I feel like it was Spider-Man 3 where I was like, okay,
Aragon came out like a year before Spider-Man 3.
Okay, yeah. I had right around that time. Then the knowledge was gained that nothing is actually good, and everything will turn out poorly. Anyway, on that note, Bad Boys 3 might never happen.
Oh, I'm so glad you set me up.
I set you up?
To be sad again.
Oh, sorry.
This is a depressing episode for me. All right. Well, let's...
Yeah, Martin Lawrence was saying, like, it's probably not gonna.
I can't do this. I'm too busy making Black Knight 2.
Hey, wait, I wouldn't be against that if that was happening.
You know what? Screw it. I'd be entertained by that.
Yeah. He hasn't done anything in a bit, though. I'm sure he'd love to. The second one... Gosh, it's weird that a third one didn't happen right after the second one, because the second one was pretty big, wasn't it?
It was a big deal, from what I recall.
Like, I remember when it came out.
It even got referenced in Hot Fuzz.
It was not only referenced, but almost like the two movies that they really directly parody in Hot Fuzz is Bad Boys 2 and Point Break. Like, those two, they were like, these are the ones that that this is a send-up to. And yeah, Bad Boys 2, like, that was when Michael Bay hit the perfect balance of, yeah, this isn't a good film, but this is a phenomenal movie. Like, this is just a great time. And yeah, I could have sworn it, like, did pretty well. Frustrating. Yeah, here's some good news.
Oh, please.
Well, it's very minor and it's unconfirmed, but for... Deadpool 2, Juggernaut might be showing up in it.
Ooh, he's the Juggernaut, bitch.
Which could be turning into, like, that could be leading into Deadpool being a bigger part of the X-Men movies in the future. Supposedly. Like,
I guess it was a great time for them to, kind of kill off the X-Men movies with Logan.
Yeah. Honestly, Logan was worth killing off a bunch of the X-Men movies.
Like, is Logan? Okay, that takes place in the future.
I can't remember if which canon Logan is. I can't remember if it's the one that is the bad Days of Future Past timeline or the good one, or if it's after Apocalypse. I'm really not sure. I would need to look that up.
If they slap Deadpool in there after the events of Logan, that's gonna cause a lot of questions.
Deadpool technically isn't a mutant, so maybe he wouldn't have been affected when Xavier went all accidental genocide. Oops.
Spoilers. Also, Jesus.
Yeah, no, I don't think there is a PTSD greater than accidental genocide.
Especially when it includes your friends and students.
Yeah. And the whole time you've basically just been like the nicest guy. It's like, why did that happen to me? Why is that?
Why
down
couldn't
my
Magneto
fault?
accidentally do that?
I could then continue to be frustrated with him.
Curse you, Sir Ian McKellen. They just stopped the charade of it being a movie.
I mean, Deadpool, it was like, is it McAvoy or Stewart?
Oh, yeah.
The joke was already made. But, yeah. I mean, I'd be happy to see a better Juggernaut. Not that I don't like the memes that came from X3 Juggernaut, but I'd like to see, like, more... And if it's Deadpool, that means it might be more comic book accurate, so he might actually be huge.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Actually Hulk-sized. That would be really cool. With, like, the actual, like, big armor with the no neck. I mean, it would be sweet, in my opinion. I'd be down. Let's see if I can find some other good news. I don't know if this is necessarily good news, but James Gunn was saying, I think let's see, what were his actual words? Because the headline's kind of confusing. Okay, he said Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will take place after the next two Avengers movies, and will set up the next 10, 20 years of Marvel movies. So I guess that would mean Guardians of the Galaxy 3 would set up.
That means they have movies planned out until we're about 40 or 50 years old.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, it's too far away for me to even care. But that would what I'm wondering is, does that mean Guardians 3 would set up Phase 4? Because we're finishing Phase 3 right now, right? Like,
let's see, Phase 2 is Civil War?
Yeah. Phase 2... No, wait. Phase 2 is finished with Ant-Man. Phase 3 started with Civil War. And I'm thinking Civil War... I'm thinking Phase 3 goes to Avengers 4, which is... There's Infinity War...
Yeah, it goes to Avengers 4. It includes Captain America, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor Ragnarok, which I'm super psyched for.
Yes,
Black Panther, also super psyched for.
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and then Avengers 4.
Okay. And then I'm guessing Guardians 3 will be right after that. That kind of says, if the first movie to start off a phase is going to be in space... Some crazy stuff might be happening at the end of Avengers 4. Earth might not be in the best of states after all that.
That's already not looking so hot with all that's been through.
Things don't look too great for the
she
common
ain't really
man.
In her prime no more.
This is funny. On Rotten Tomatoes, like their number 2 biggest news of the week is there were some pictures shown of some new ships in The Last Jedi.
Oh.
I guess I could probably share one of those.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Maybe share 2 of those. I mean, they look like Star Wars ships. They look like they look very practical.
All right.
Very industrial looking. They're Empire ships, it looks like. But yeah. That's a thing.
You know what else is current event?
I love current events.
The professional Tussle matchup.
The professional Tussle matchup. Yeah. Where Yeah, Mayweather and McGregor, which basically went how everyone thought it was going to go, but it was entertaining while it was doing it,
to say the least.
However, since this is not a boxing podcast,
yet,
yet, hey, might be a little prophetic there. Besides people saying that this may have proven that like boxing is here to stay as a sport because it was so profitable and such a big deal, and like some people were saying, I don't care about this fight, and this fight is taking attention out of the next big one coming up, which I think you and Dallas had talked about.
Possibly.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if it's a championship or something, but people were saying it was taking attention away from that. But now, it actually looks like that fight is going to be a much bigger deal, more mainstream, because so many people got into this one.
Suddenly people are into boxing again.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't really follow professional boxing, but I was excited for this.
Yeah, I was excited for it too. But here's another thing. Conor McGregor lost, but he made more money from that one fight than the entire American box office this weekend.
Which he made $75 million.
The entire box office this weekend was... Here, hang on. Where's the number?
I'm hanging on.
Only $45 million.
Wow.
And that is
did
the
anything
lowest...
come out too?
Well, here's the thing. A whole bunch of things happened. First of all, nothing really interesting or new came out. I think the headliner was The Hitman's Bodyguard, which that seems like...
I've heard it's fun.
Yeah, but that's not a huge thing.
That's not camping out to see it at midnight.
Exactly. And it did pretty well, regardless. But what else was there? Annabelle Creation, which I've heard is terrible. Leap, which is like a budget animated film. Wind River, know nothing about it. Logan Lucky, I think looks great, and I want to see it, but that's not going to put up very big numbers. In fact, like, Spider-Man Homecoming was still in the top 10. That was a while ago. But, adding on top of that, the fight was what people were watching. And, like, the most talked about movie in social media was Death Note, which is a Netflix film. So all of these things coming at the box office at once. And it made it the single least profitable weekend that American cinema has had since 9/11.
Wow.
The theaters were basically went through a tragedy.
Jesus Cristo.
Yeah. Worst performance in 16 years. So yeah, all that stuff at once. That was a deadly cocktail.
It was a perfect storm, like the one going through Texas right now.
Oh man, yeah. That blows. Literally. It's pretty cool though. There was I think there's a group called the Cajun Navy, and they're all like shipping up there to go help the flood victims or whatever. Let me see if I can find that article.
That's nice of them.
In the meantime, but yeah, who is the Cajun Navy? I don't know if that's like an official navy or it's a flood relief group. Let's see.
Well, good for them.
Cajun
they have
Navy
my
set
support.
sail to rescue trapped by Louisiana flooding. That was on the 15th, and now they're shipping up to Texas. They're like rescue mercenaries. Oh, dude. Okay, this is just going right off of that topic and right back to movies. But the first screenings for it are showing like overwhelmingly positive response.
Ooh.
Like, some people are saying it is like up there with some of the best Stephen King adaptations. Like they're putting it up there with Stand By Me and Shawshank Redemption and like the 70s version of Carrie. Like people are saying, nah, like it's the real deal.
Ooh.
Let's see.
I wasn't sure if I was going to see it, but now I might have to.
A carnival funhouse of a film. Loud, scary, funny, and best of all, it has heart. Man, that's the cliche right there. That's what you want.
That's like a review from the 90s.
Yeah, that's how you... That's an Ebert review of a Scorsese film. That's what you want to hear. I'm really excited for that. It looks so good. Like,
yeah, now I am.
I haven't been excited for a horror film in so long. It's just so long have I not been excited. But this looks good. What else? I think that's most of what's been going on in movies, at least.
I think the fight kind of took from their news as well as their numbers.
Uh-huh. My dad was saying that what was going to happen was McGregor was going to get tired.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened.
Pretty much everyone expected if he doesn't knock out Mayweather in the first few rounds, he's not going to stand a chance.
Yeah, because that's how Mayweather's fights go. Mayweather he's so defensive that you just get tired.
This is not anything racial, but as McGregor said, he made Mayweather fight like a Mexican.
What did he mean by that? I haven't heard this quote.
Mexicans are known for fighting like very aggressively and throwing lots of punches.
Oh, okay.
And so when Mayweather the match was over, McGregor said he fought like a Mexican tonight.
Yeah, he was being uncharacteristically aggressive,
which was fun to see.
Yeah. Okay, people were expecting that this was going to be the fight that killed boxing officially, because on one hand, if McGregor won, it's like MMA beat boxing. If Mayweather wins, once again, boxing's biggest villain wins. And the reason he's the villain is because he's boring. But he wasn't boring. So what actually happened was apparently, like, best case scenario, not only did the boxer win, but it was actually an entertaining fight.
The only thing that could have made it better was if it was a KO rather than a TKO.
Yeah. Yeah, a knockout would have been
It would have been a great way to have ended it.
Yeah, and it would have been the GIF of the year. Shared all over the place.
The memes would flow deep.
Oh, yeah. They're already flowing deep. Have you seen the one, that novel that Hillary wrote, the What Happened? It's like, it was Conor McGregor, what the fuck happened? But yeah, it's good. The memes are healthy regardless. The memes and the sport have been healthy. Man, you know what sucks?
What's that?
That Bruce Lee movie, Birth of the Dragon.
Oh, I've heard it's awful.
Apparently it's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, apparently it's hardly about him at all. Like, it's supposed to be like, I don't think it's supposed to be a biopic. Like, it's not supposed to be about his whole life.
It's supposedly about the events that lead up to a fight he has with, I don't remember the name right now, but some guy. Yeah. His name's not some guy. And you're racist for thinking that.
But yeah, apparently, like, some of the reviews I was seeing were saying it's like, it's hardly about him at all. Also, this poster. I'm going to have to put this poster in the video. It's a bad poster. Like, it's very boring. It looks very bland.
Apparently that sums up the movie pretty well.
Yeah, I think what made me excited about the movie was just the press release that described it. I hadn't actually seen any trailers, but this doesn't actually look that good.
I saw a trailer for it at the gym, and I was like, what's this? A Kung Fu movie? And then it was like about Bruce Lee, and I was like, oh, that's one of my favorite Kung Fu guys. And I was super excited. One of everyone's
favorites.
And then I see Critical review it.
Did he review it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Spoiler alert, but on the moisture meter, it got a 5%.
Oh my gosh. I like how brutal he is, surprisingly. But, that 5, he means that 5.
Yeah, apparently he thinks the casting was perfect, but literally everything else was awful.
That's unfortunate. I hate it when there's good casting and then the movie sucks.
Because that means it had potential.
Yep. Man, it is the worst when a movie has potential and then doesn't live up to it.
Like Aragon.
Did Aragon have? Well, I guess
I
the
was
source
excited
material.
for it.
Yeah.
The book was. I thought the book was great, and people were talking about it, and they're like, "Oh, this is going to be a huge movie. There's going to be a whole movie series following the books." And I was like, "Yeah, I finally get to have friends." In that, I thought people talking about the same things I was interested in was friends.
I mean, well, what do we do?
Friend.
What? Is
Friend.
this too real? Friend. Well, and I heard it was like super compressed. Like they tried to do too much of it in one movie, which means they cut out a bunch of stuff.
The game was fun because it had co-op.
Oh, cool.
I don't think it has online co-op, but
I bet
it got
doesn't.
couch co-op, and I'm pretty sure I still got the DVD. I'm willing to bet money it will not run on the Xbox One.
Probably not. Wait, the game was on the DVD?
No, I have the disc of the game for Xbox 360.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's probably not supported. We could, honestly, we could probably find a 360 from someone.
My parents have one they use as a DVD player.
Yeah, we could maybe make that happen someday.
Keep your eyes out. Coming fall of 2022.
Pop your eyes out.
Go blind for this.
Go blind for Aragon playthrough. Biggest video of 2017.
This
We
is the
release it in
Aragon
2018.
playthrough of the century.
Whoa, Jan, I'm detecting an untapped market. I think we better jump in on this.
We better get it while the getting's good.
Yeah, before someone actually popular and entertaining tries to do it first. Could happen. It could happen.
It could, and that worries me.
Everything worries me. Anyway, speaking of compressed things, did
Come
you actually...
on.
Did you get to watch Death Note?
Oh, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I'll give my quick thoughts on it. I won't. I mean, you've seen the original, but I haven't. So
Ooh.
I don't know if there are changes. That
So
would
we've each seen
necessarily
one.
Yeah. Boy, what a conversation this will be. I intend to watch the original now because, shockingly, this movie made me want to watch the original. I don't think it's as bad as people are saying it is, and what a lot of people are focusing in on is not the right thing to criticize. A lot of people are saying, like, okay, if your problem with this movie is that Light is a white guy and L is a black guy, did you like the original because they were Asians? Like,
yes.
Was that the reason you... Okay. You got my respect then. You can use that.
I don't know if that's
criticism.
racist or not.
Probably let's move on. But if your main criticisms is that their races are different, then I don't think you have a very good grasp on what was good about the original, which a lot of people seem to like, so I'm assuming it's good.
It is.
But Willem Dafoe is excellent. Unfortunately, there's not as much of him as I would have liked. He's easily the best actor in the movie. The guy that plays Light isn't bad. I think a lot of people have a problem with his character being so reactionary, though. Like, from what I understand, the original Light is very much like he's the one wanting to be the kind of holy avenger vigilante guy.
Oh yeah.
In the movie, it almost seems like Light is pushed into doing the things he does, or has to react.
Is it a movie or a miniseries?
It's a movie, and it's a short movie.
Oh.
Like it's very compressed, and it almost seems like to get his development, they had to have things happening that he had to react to kind of accelerate his motivation. Where it's like, oh, I'm doing this because I'm in danger, or someone I know is in danger, so I have to do this. In the anime, he's the one setting many of these gears in motion. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not sure if they could have had the time to do that and still do the rest of the movie. Like, there's no issue with pacing. I should say there's no issue with slow pacing. The movie's not slow. It's extremely fast, and it's not like boring. Like, it doesn't stay anywhere for too long, which I like. I prefer those movies. But you can tell that they were taking the entire, like, is it the first part of the manga anime? Like, from what I understand, there's one point in the manga where, like, people say just don't even bother with it. Like, it kind of jumps the shark and gets bad. It doesn't get to that point, from what I'm seeing.
Probably not.
It only takes the good stuff.
I don't think it'd be long enough to get that far.
Yeah, well, but I think maybe to address some of people's complaints, I think this could have been better as a miniseries. Like, if they would have had more than just, like, 72 minutes, because I think it's like a 72-minute-ish film. Like,
wow.
I think
barely
it could have,
over an hour?
Yeah, I think it could have been better if it was, 3 or 4 hour-long episodes of a miniseries. Like, because you would have had the time, because you can tell they're taking, like, the entirety of the good stuff that everyone likes, and they're cramming it into one movie, which that can often go much worse than it did, I think. But I don't think the way they handled it was the best. But I think I already said this. I would give the movie about a 7 out of 10.
That is not bad, especially on your score.
Yeah, like I was entertained. I liked it, and I liked the actors, despite not recognizing basically all of them, but Willem Dafoe and the guy that plays Light's dad. I'm actually not sure what else I've seen him in, but I have seen him before, and he was a good actor. He actually has some pretty good scenes.
I don't remember his dad being in it very much. Oh, wait. No, I remember now. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil too much from the movie, especially if the movie ends up spoiling the anime in a few ways. But I think I could recommend the movie as definitely not a replacement for the anime, just because I think that's silly to begin with. I don't think you can replace an entire show with one movie. But I think I could recommend it just as, just it's a fun watch. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too deep. Are you trying to make faces just to derail me? Is that the goal?
No, I accidentally clicked on my face, and it made it full screen, so I had to see what I could do.
Oh, okay.
I still have the gift.
Anyway, yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 just because it wasn't boring, it wasn't slow, and I was entertained. I didn't find anything cringy. There's a part early on where Light starts freaking out about something. Like, I think it's when he first sees Ryuk, and he's, like, actually having a screaming freak out.
To be fair.
It's, yeah. No, yeah. It's supposed to be funny, I'm pretty sure. Because his reaction is so hysteric, and he's like... He's, like, having a breakdown. But that's the only part where it was like, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be that funny. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say it was supposed to be funny. There's actually some good humor, most of it coming from Ryuk. And the kills are pretty good. Kills aren't bad. I kind of wish you had seen more of them.
Oh, watch the anime then.
Yeah.
Oh, you get plenty of kills.
I'm gonna, but like the first one is pretty good. It's got a very Final Destination feel to the way the kills are executed. Like, there's a lot of fast, like, zooms and fast cuts, and there's a lot of motion with how they happen. So that's a good time. A couple of them happen off screen though, and I don't think that was for the best. It was already rated R, and the first kill is pretty brutal. So it's like, why is it happening off screen? Almost seemed like a budget. Maybe a budget,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they already have to pay Willem Dafoe, turn him, well, Making him look like a demon can't be too difficult. But
it wasn't. He still looks like Willem Dafoe while
make
looking
him smile.
like that guy. Yeah, make him uncomfortably
that
smile. That
haunted me from Spider-Man 1.
Yeah. Dude, which scene is it in Spider-Man 1 where he, is it when he first transforms, where he has, like, that big, freaky smile when he goes to kill that guy?
Ooh, I think it is.
Yeah.
Or when he kidnaps Peter's aunt, and he's got finish it.
Yeah. Oh, man, Willem Dafoe's great, and he's good in that movie. Anyway, I think I've probably said all that I need to say about it.
That's all I have to say about that.
I would really like to hear your thoughts on it if you watch it, since you actually have seen the anime.
Sure. Well, since you rated the movie a 7 out of 10, I'm going to go ahead and rate the anime an 8 out of 10.
Well, it's at least 1 point better.
I can tell you that already, and the manga is a 9 out of 10.
That's how it works. Manga is at this point, the anime goes at best can only go down, or it can only be 1 point below. Then the movie's another point below that.
Yeah, the movie can't be as good as the show, and the show can't be as good as the original material.
Right. You know what I will say, though? This actually looks good for the future of manga adaptations, because this did pretty well for Netflix. Like, this was pretty dang popular. It's got a 40 on Rotten Tomatoes, but honestly, compare that to, I don't know, Dragon Ball Evolution. Probably one of the better manga or anime adaptations that Hollywood has done.
I want a One Punch Man adaptation.
Oh, dude, I feel like One Punch Man would need a Marvel budget to be able to.
Also, I'm thinking that because I've been binging it. I'm like almost done with, I guess, all of it. Isn't there only one season?
There's one season, but there's supposedly more coming. It's just taking a while because the show has kind of a big budget.
That's fine. Make it good.
Yeah, I'm fine with waiting.
I'm saving myself.
Kind of a tangent, but have you gotten to the point in the show where you like learn the names of all the top heroes?
I know you've learned the names of some of them.
Oh, okay. Well,
they just showed the Ghost Girl or whatever.
Okay, you're probably
she
not
hasn't
to
like
the point.
done anything yet.
You're probably not to the point that I'm thinking of then, so I won't spoil it. But there's still in the manga heroes we haven't met yet from the list that you get the names for. So it's the long con is what it is. It's gonna take a bit. But anyway, talking about the manga adaptations, apparently the JoJo live action movie was really good, which is, I mean, Japan hasn't had very much luck with these live action adaptations either. Like, Attack on Titan was going to be the next big thing, and like the effects looked really good, and then it turned out, oh, here's a romantic subplot to derail everything. Of
course.
And a romantic subplot that doesn't exist in any of the source material and is just bad. But yeah. Anyway, not like amazing, but things seem to be getting better in terms of that.
Well,
Let's see,
good.
what else are we going to talk? Oh, have you watched The Defenders?
I have watched the first episode.
Wow, Jan.
I've been busy.
Talk about letting us down.
I know. Yeah, I ended up being a bit busier than expected past few days.
I mean, at least you just look bad. I mean, you looking bad doesn't affect me as much as it could. So
that's okay. You already look bad.
For the Defenders, good one. It's devastating. For the Defenders, I really liked it. It redeemed Danny Rand for me,
which I'm waiting for.
Maybe didn't. Yeah.
Bated breath.
Maybe didn't redeem Finn Jones for me. I still think he was miscast. I haven't seen anything to change my mind on that. But he was written and directed way better than he was in Iron Fist. And the other three were great, as usual, as their characters. But the interactions, like, before this, we had you had Jessica Jones and Luke Cage interacting. But this one, with all four of them, it's they bounce off of each other really well. It's a very pleasant surprise. What with all the lead in to this, because like I think I had more confidence in the Avengers, even though it was kind of unprecedented. That whole, the big crossover thing and all these actors interacting with each other. I don't think I even would have cared if it had gone as smoothly as it did. Just the fact that they were going to be on screen at the same time made me excited, and I knew I was going to like it. The Defenders, I didn't really know much about the showrunner going in, and Iron Fist had kind of clipped my confidence a little bit in what was happening.
Can't imagine why.
But, oh, yeah, it's very satisfying. Their chemistry is really good, the four of them. And Jessica Jones has good chemistry with everyone in that show. Like, she is satisfyingly the odd one out in a lot of situations, and I like how she points it out. Like, I think at one point she says, "Am I the only one that doesn't know karate?" And she's like the only one that fights with literally no technique whatsoever, but she can just punch people through walls. It's always good to have that person around to ground all the kung fu people. And I guess...
And Danny Rand.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a good way to end it. I will say, pretty unexpected twist happens in The Defenders.
Oh, all right.
I won't say what it is, but I was surprised, and I was like, oh, all right, I didn't see that coming. And I liked where it was going. It's good.
Not the first time I heard that.
I can't wait for The Punisher. Super hyped for The Punisher.
Oh, yes. They released a little teaser of like 10 seconds of him destroying some flooring.
It's some John Wick moments is what it was.
Oh, yeah. I finally watched John Wick 2.
Oh, do you want to talk about that?
Okay.
I
definitely set up for a third movie.
Yes. I think while that movie was winding down, or I should say winding up, but it was the ending, when it was like, oh man, the third movie is going to be amazing just from the premise alone. It's
going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, and they said it's going to be the end. So it's going to be like this universe, this whole like all this lore they've created with like the assassins and being like this kind of fraternity and stuff. They all gon' die in the third movie, like for sure. But yeah, it felt way bigger than the first one did.
Yeah,
in terms of universe.
Yeah,
and the shootouts that he had with Common, I can't remember the character's name, but Common, the actor, like when they're walking down the hallway and like Common is up on the second floor, to his left, and they've got like pillars passing between them, and they're trying to like shoot at each other with silencers without like drawing attention to themselves. That was cool and hilarious, man.
And just a little cheesy, but in a good way.
John Wick has the perfect amount of cheese. Was it at a concert where one of the like longest like choreographed shots happens?
It was a concert at like some ruins or something.
Yeah. The choreography was just like, it reminded me of the nightclub scene, but it was like just tenfold the complexity and like the amount of people that were trying to kill him.
And is this the first time that Keanu Reeves and Sam Fisher have been in a movie together since The Matrix?
Did you just say Sam Fisher? Like from Splinter Cell?
Oh, Lawrence Fishburne. I got the fish part. That's the important part.
The fish part's the most important part.
Wow,
yeah.
That didn't even register. I was like, all right, I'm pretty sure there's fish in the name. This is the only one that's coming up right now. It's got to be right.
No, but to answer your question, I think that was the first time they had starred in the same movie together since The Matrix Revolution. And I liked that little extra bit of... The second movie is very lore heavy. Like, the first one had a surprising amount of lore for what seemed like, just a one-off revenge movie. It was like, oh, there's actually a universe here to go along with this.
Yeah, someone put some time into this.
Yeah, it's not just a very well-directed and well-choreographed action movie. It's
a movie.
It's got some stuff going on, some stuff under the layers. You peel back some layers. And the second one had way more, like, borderline feels like it's going into sci-fi. Not like technology, but like this kind of super assassin conspiracy almost feels like modern fantasy.
It's like Wanted.
It actually, yeah, it feels a lot like Wanted, but without the bullet curving. And
which wasn't even in the comic, I don't think. I don't remember that being... The comic's very different, first off.
Yeah, but that's what I've heard.
The bullet curving is like a huge thing in the movie, and they don't even...
It was the thing in the movie.
Yeah, it's the... Like, this is what's different about this movie, guys.
Curve the bullet. That was a meme in high school. Like, I remember, like, talking to my friends, and, like, when we would go see movies and stuff, and when we would play video games, and it's like, he's not going to make that shot, gotta curve the bullet. Just gotta swing his arm while he's shooting.
I enjoyed that movie, and I want to watch it again sometime.
Yeah, I do too, actually. It wasn't that good.
We could make a movie night out of it.
Yeah.
Get some popcorn.
It was McAvoy being extremely angry for an entire movie.
It was McAvoy trying to be in Fight Club.
More or less. That scene where he's running through, what was it, the textile factory, and he's just killing everyone. He, like, takes an assault rifle and, like, shoves it through a guy's head while he's shooting through it, and then uses that guy's body as cover, and he's in a full sprint the whole time. That movie is out of control. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a good time. I'm not gonna say it's great, but
it's also got Morgan Freeman in it.
It does, yeah. Also, it has a pretty cool line at the end. It's almost cringy, over the top, but I thought it was pretty cool when it happened. The movie had earned that cheesy line at that point.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking? We were talking about John Wick 2. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of old news. We can move on if you want.
Let's go back to Wanted. That's relevant.
I meant, like, we're gonna move. Maybe we can get on to something more topical. But if you have anything else, any more you want to say about John Wick 2, I don't.
It's good.
Does that have confirmed shooting dates yet? I feel like I'd seen something that it was like they were jumping right back into it.
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, they said that it's definitely confirmed. Like, it's gonna happen. They're making it, and I really need to see Atomic Blonde, because I've heard that while Atomic Blonde is nowhere near the universe that John Wick is. Like, apparently there isn't much of a universe. It seems very thin. The action and the fight choreography is fantastic and absolutely on par with it. And, like,
that's all I need.
Some of the set pieces feel a little more, I don't want to say creative, a little
diverse.
A little more diverse, yeah. Like the basically a John Wick action scene is John Wick is outnumbered until he isn't. Like,
until John Wick is the only number.
Yeah. And it's him very efficiently and coldly dispatching everyone with, like, startling accuracy. Apparently this movie, it has a little more fun. Like, a few more little crazy things happen in the action scenes. But I was thinking, if it's that good, if there could be a crossover movie, because Atomic Blonde could just adopt John Wick's universe, since it doesn't seem to have much of a universe to speak of. It could almost be like, okay, well, let's just situate this character in this universe, and we can have some fun here.
We're gonna call it Atomic Wick, or Blonde John.
Blonde John actually sounds really cool. That's actually a cool name. Like, if I saw that graphic novel, I would pick that thing up. So that sounds like a good time.
Starring Keanu Reeves and sure. Oh, my mouth just rebelled completely.
Charlize Theron.
There we go.
Blonde John almost sounds like a 70s, like a cool 70s cop cop action film.
Or a porno.
Yeah,
Back then, it could go either way pretty easily.
Yeah, both of those. Well, I mean, anything else you want to talk about? I got some stuff I can move on to. It's games related. We can move on to games stuff.
Let's talk about some games.
All right. Not much happening in games.
All right. Good talk.
Gamescom happened, and it was basically what it normally is, where it's the E3 epilogue, basically. They showed Krillin and Piccolo and Android 16 and 18 for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and out of all of them, Android 16 looks the coolest. He's the red mohawk guy.
Oh, I recall.
Yeah, he actually looks really cool to play. He's got a suicide move that kills everyone. One hit, no matter what. If it hits, they die. And, you know, the thing where it's got his head, or the meme where his head's sitting on the ground and he's smiling. I hope in some way that makes it into that game. Like, that'd you get to look at that face after he takes you out. They showed a Fist of the North Star game, which is extremely unexpected because that anime is old at this point. I don't know if a lot of people realize how old that is. That was like an anime made because the guy liked Mad Max. Like, he's like, hey, that was cool when that was the new thing. I'll make a manga for that. But that game actually looks really good. Most of these, like, most anime games like that, they get like kind of a budget company, like just some like, you know, B-tier Japanese studio to take a bunch of scenes from the show, make them in a cutscene, and give you some quick time events or something. And that's how the Fist of the North Star games have been so far. But this one is being made by the developer that made the Yakuza games,
those are pretty good.
Yeah, I've only heard good things about the Yakuza games, and they're apparently like really going all out for this one. Like, this isn't being given to their B team. They actually have a Yakuza spin-off game that's coming out, and I think that's their B team, and the A team is actually on this one. Like, this is the one they're making sure is the goodest.
Now, watching the trailer for Fist of the North Star was giving me a kind of JoJo vibe.
Yeah, it definitely inspired JoJo. Fist of the North Star did. Especially, I mean, it's funny, you can see that there's a little bit of Mad Max in Jonathan Joestar's outfit, what with the shoulder pads and like all that. Mm-hmm. He was inspired by Ken from Fist of the North Star, who was inspired by a combination of Mel Gibson and Bruce Lee. And let me tell you, that is one murderous maniac right there. You combine those two, people go and die. He's gonna have a meme where it's him saying, "You're already dead."
My dog apparently like grabbed a ball of lint and just started eating it, and then immediately grabbed a toy so that he could cover up the fact that he was doing something like that.
Oh,
he's becoming clever. He's becoming self-aware.
Oh, we're gonna have to shut him down. Leo's an AI, right?
I hope so.
Okay. Oh, speaking of dogs, I got a new dog.
Oh yeah, how's that?
His name is Asher, and he's a Weimaraner, which, boy,
it's a weird sounding thing to say.
That was something I had to look up how to spell. Apparently, it's a German hunting dog.
All right.
And he is very large, very strong, and very excited to see you. So there's a lot of training gonna need to be happening so he's not body slamming everyone, that he's like, new person!
Or just put a luchador mask on him.
Oh my god! Okay, no, I'm doing that. No, that's what we're doing. Forget the training. I'm gonna let him cut loose.
Let him be the doggo he was meant to be.
Let him achieve his destiny. Anyway, more gaming news. This isn't Gamescom related. Honestly, not a lot of stuff at Gamescom was that interesting. So, not a lot to talk about. But, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Oh, yeah.
Temporarily, or I guess briefly, surpassed Dota 2's player number today.
I guess we're going to have to play it at some point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've never played Dota 2. It's
True,
not my kind of game.
But like a battle royale game seems like it might be up our alley.
Uh-huh. I like the idea that all progression resets after each match. Like, every time the match is starting, everyone is on an even playing field again.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
That's a hype feeling to make you, like, just go right back into it. It's like, well, I just had bad luck that time. Probably have better chances this time. But I'm excited for that to come to the Xbox One, and I've only seen overwhelmingly positive things about that port. That being said, I'm not entirely sure if the demo they showed for the Xbox One version at Gamescom was running on Xbox One hardware or Xbox One X hardware, because that could be a huge deciding factor. If it comes out on the regular Xbox One and it's 15 frames per second, that'll paint a much more dire picture.
All right, we should probably wrap this up because the laundry machine's going off.
Oh,
and people could probably hear that in the background.
Are we gonna have a shorter episode then? All right.
Yeah, we're almost at an hour.
Okay, well, I'll blaze through this real quick. Well, we normally do an hour 20. Final Fantasy 15 could be coming to Nintendo Switch. However, it's the recently announced Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition.
Oh boy.
Which is a mobile, like, chibi game based in the same... It says it splits Final Fantasy XV's main story into 10 separate episodes, which are going to be downloaded separately. Oh, man. Such a great version of what was supposedly a pretty good game.
Thank you, Squeenix.
It's one thing to be, like, a chibi style. Like, that's the whole, like, Funko Pop look, big head, stuff like that. This is not quite that, and it's viciously ugly. For not being the generic chibi look. They have these really strange proportions where they've got massive foreheads and tiny little faces that occupy the very bottom of their chins. It's somewhat disturbing. It almost looks like those Gordon Ramsay memes where they take his whole face, put it at the bottom of his head, and like extend his forehead really far. It looks a little like that, and it don't look good.
I googled it and I see a picture and I can't tell if it's... Oh no, that's real.
Yeah. Yeah, they mean it. They mean that. And people don't seem to be happy because the original rumor was that it was just coming to Switch, like the regular game was going to come to the Switch, and they were like, hey, y'all gonna get a mobile game. Like, oh man. Like, I give the Switch a hard time, but those guys need to be thrown a bone. The people that paid all that money for that thing. Something good's gotta happen to them sometime.
Yeah, like with the Wii U.
Jesus. Yeah, actually, exactly like the
You're
Wii
gonna
U.
pick a fight, I'm gonna finish it. Put you down. Call me Mayweather, because here I come.
Wait, were we fighting?
I didn't think we were.
Oh! That sounded like you were wanting to fight.
How did you get that from that?
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing at the Pocket Edition's art style. It seriously looks like one of those tiny face memes. It's so ugly. The Call of Duty World War II beta happened this weekend for people who pre-ordered and people who own a PlayStation 4. Only those people. Only that intersection. Which I am neither of them. But I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but I'm definitely going to get some videos of that once it comes to the Xbox One. I don't know if I'll try to get the private beta or if I'll wait for the public beta. But yeah, I'll see what it's like. I'm not super excited for it just because I think I'm kind of over historical stuff. Like, I tried to get into Battlefield 1 and get excited, but I just couldn't. I couldn't make myself want to play it. And I think it's mostly because of the setting.
If I play it, it'll probably be either a good while afterwards, or if you and Dallas get really into the multiplayer, and I just tag along for the ride.
I'm absolutely open to loving it and like getting back into World War II stuff again. Because I used to be really into that. I think it was just something I moved on from. Doggy noises.
My dog makes some angry noises right now.
He is an anger doggo. Yeah, I mean, really not much in terms of video game news. Not a lot's happening. F1 2017 came out.
What's that?
It's just the official Formula One racing game.
Oh, good for them.
That's a big deal for everyone. This says a lot. Top upcoming games on GameSpot. The top 2 are expansions for games that came out earlier this year.
Expansions can be a big deal.
Yeah, no,
Old
absolutely.
Blood and whatnot.
Yeah. But, there's just not much going on right now. This is the calm before the storm, Once late September and October and November hit, it's gonna be chaos. These
podcasts, be rapid fire.
Yeah, these podcasts might turn into mostly gaming news for that period of time, but
no more boxing news. Sorry.
Sorry, guys. We were gonna really get into that. We were gonna turn this into a boxing channel, but
we're far too lazy.
Video games. Yeah, video games is easier. I think Dark Tower might have been the biggest flop of this year. Just one little thing to leave the podcast on, which I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be good.
Yeah, trailers looked pretty cool.
Guess I'll have to read the book then to know what the story's supposed to be.
Yeah, apparently it was nothing like it from what I'm hearing. Although, I want to see a compilation of all the reload moments.
Ooh.
Apparently the movie has a lot of cool reloading scenes.
Sounds like a 5 fun minutes to burn at work.
Oh, yeah. That was, absolutely worth the multi-million dollars that were dumped into that movie. All right. Well, it's probably a good place to close it out. Do we have a way that we end these? I can't remember.
I think normally you beatbox while I freestyle rap.
Oh, that explains why no one watches them. That is the reasoning. I actually think you're probably a better freestyle rapper than I am a beatboxer. And, boy, let that sink in.
I don't know. You probably haven't heard me try to freestyle rap in a while.
I haven't, actually. Are you pretty good now?
No.
Oh, you got worse.
Yep.
Okay. The last I heard, you were doing all right, but I guess your muse, who used to be Austin, is now out of your immediate life. I hope Austin, he won't hear this. He's not going to listen to this.
Of course not.
Austin is in my heart. For those who listen that do know Austin, have him in your heart as well.
May he rest in peace. Have a good night's sleep, Austin.
May he rest in peace. 2 more things, Star Wars related. Just because we haven't talked about it, hasn't been a current episode in a while, but Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. Super excited for that. And, gosh, what's his name? The director for the Han Solo film now. Huge. Major director.
Martin Scorsese.
It was Ron Howard. Yeah. He showed an image for, he I guess shared an image of Donald Glover in full Lando mode with the mustache and everything. Because it's apparently he just finished shooting. Donald Glover is now done shooting on the movie. So this movie's getting finished and it doesn't have a title. But supposedly Donald Glover was great, and Ron Howard's actually really excited about it. Yeah, it's not surprising when he does well. But yeah, I'm probably going to share that image.
All right, cool.
Well, until next week, hopefully something happens. I don't know. Maybe Jan will have watched The Defenders.
Probably not. Maybe there will be another big boxing match.
Oh, there is, though, isn't there?
Oh, I don't know.
Wait, isn't there one coming up pretty soon? It's not a boxing podcast.
You'll know on the next podcast.
If people get punched, I swear to God, we'll tell you about it. Don't worry. You can count on us.
It was one of our favorite things.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time. I guess. How do we end these?
As awkwardly as possible.
Must be.
Eat
Drink your vegetables.
the vitamin.